You have one on here that just says Pus River.
Oh, that's a one to challenge Wendy with. Like, I'm not going to even come close, but one of the best things that somebody gave me when I started this was a book called Missionary Medicine, a guide to putting it together. I just read it and I was like, this is great. Like, this is amazing, because it's supposed to be like, what do you do when you're in the jungle and you have no supplies, and how do you help people with medical issues? So I read it. I got kind of handy. Maybe I even started thinking I was a little better than I was. But I jumped right in. Like, no, I did have first aid and some other things under my belt. And we had this girl show up, and she had like this abscess just like over here, like the size of a baby's head. And she was like, I think it's an ingrown hair. I was like, it's an ingrown Wookiee.
It's like that hair Brandy had on his shoulder.
Yeah, like it's just a whole like Wookiee fetus gestating in there. And I'm like, she was like, I need some medical supplies. Do you have any? And I'm like, sure, yeah. And she
Put a
goes
little Hello
away.
Kitty Band-Aid on there. It'll be
And fine. I go away to go get the medical kit. And when I come back upstairs, this is out on the street, and she is probably 30 feet away from the door. And I'm looking down as I come up the stairs, and I see this river of milk going by. And I'm like, that's a lot of milk. Where did the milk come from? It's going down the street, across the sidewalk, out into the gutter.
It's waiting for the light to change.
It's just kind of like loitering, waiting for a place to go. And I'm like, who had milk up here? What's going on with the milk? We're not supposed to have food up here on the street level. What's going on? And then the wind shifted, and I was like, oh, was that milk being drank by a dead raccoon by any chance?
By one of those demon rats?
It's something. And while I had gone to get the medical kit, this girl with this lump on her arm that was like, baby watermelon size, got out her knife and just stabbed it. Oh. And was like trying to work the pus out of it. And that river, which did flow downhill,
got a little undertow
with current, was coming out of her.
Well, did it shrink? I mean, did she accomplish her goal?
I couldn't help. I thought she was going to deflate entirely, but
yeah, did it?
Vulcans have blue blood. I thought maybe she just had white and she was going to like die, but yeah, she kept like, don't mind me, and I'm like,
was it still like a big flap of skin, or did the skin like stretch?
She just like cut a slit in it with her knife and just was pumping it out.
Down at the bottom, so it kind of
just like it was squirting out like an inch and then going straight to the ground and then running away. And I'm like, she's like, do you have gloves? I'm like, I'm gonna go see if I have a hazmat suit.
I'm putting on a hazmat suit, actually.
I need some fish waders, something to cover the legs. It was the most pus I have ever seen anywhere, ever. And by this point, I was starting to feel a little cocky about it. And I was like, there's nothing I can handle. And she's like, look at this. And I'm like,
what's the most pus you've ever seen from one person in one go?
Home Depot bucket?
Not a Home Depot bucket.
Lowe's.
I don't know how many. I do things by liters.
How about a paint can?
Yes, absolutely a paint can.
Were you able to put it in a
I
2 liter bottle and sell it?
5 liters.
That's more than a 2 liter bottle.
Yeah, that's 2.5
An abscess on
times as much.
someone's.
That's like a KFC bladder of soda.
I'll give him a microphone.
Yeah.
I did.
This week's Sharp Box brought to you by the KFC Soda Bladder. Is a small too little in your combo? Get the entire set.
It's 500 pounds of soda.
For $2.95 extra, we can fill it with gravy.
Put a straw in that and suck. So you said 5 liters of pus?